we are so excited today that you're coming to our very first Too Simple live lesson. We're excited. We're a little bit nervous because it's the first time we've done it as well, but we hope that we'll have a great learning experience together. So I'm Lucy. I know we've introduced ourselves a little bit, but I'm Lucy. I'm a teacher here at Too Simple. And Danica, who's also on the call, is another Too Simple teacher. And we are going to be looking at something called animation today. Some of you might sit there and think, oh, I know what animation is. And others might think, I know what it is, but I've never done it before. And others of you might not have a clue what it is. And any of those, that's fine. Okay, we're going to learn along together, and hopefully by the end of it, everybody will know what it is and will have created their own animations. Teachers, as Danica has said, if you have any questions, please do pop them down in the text chat. She's going to be looking at that while I deliver the lesson today. And if I stop and allow children to have some times of discussion, if there's things that you pick up from their discussions that you would like to feed back into the session, then please do feed them in via the live chats as well. Okay, so let's have a little look at the aims and success criteria for the lesson today. My mouse in the right place? So we are going today, we've got our aims here, we are going to consider what makes a good animation. Different people might have slightly different opinions of that, but we are going to think and consider what makes a good animation. And we're going to do this a little bit through discussion. Okay, so I should have said, and I'll say it now, that although you've got your devices in front of you, although you've got perhaps your iPad or your laptop and you're all ready to go with Purple Mash, we're going to start with a little bit of learning about animation and a little bit of discussion. So if you take your hands off the devices and just, if you find it tricky not to touch them because it's so exciting, just fold your arms perhaps and listen to this bit, and then we'll do some discussion. And then I'll promise we'll have plenty of time to go on to Purple Mash and have a go in a bit. So I can't see you, but I can imagine you all sitting up nicely, not touching your devices, and we'll have a little discussion around animation to start with. So we're going to first consider what makes a good animation, and we're going to discuss that. We are going to learn about how animations are created. And in order to be successful, we are going to start to understand that animations are made using frames. And then we are going to make our own animation. And to be successful in that, we are going to use 2Animate. So we've got a lot to do today, haven't we? Now let's go on and have a little look and think first about what animation is. Now I've got the little box here, and if I click on it, it will spin around and tell us. So animation is a rapid sequence of still images that makes them look like they are moving. So rapid means really fast. So a really fast sequence of images that makes them look like they're moving. Now, if that sounds like a bit of a tricky sentence, don't worry, because we're going to go through and have a little look at what it means. Okay, and that's effectively is what we're going to do. We are going to animate. Now, here are some examples of some animations. I rather like these flowers, don't you? So we've got here, what have we got? We've got a unicorn, a lovely colourful unicorn. We've got some flowers, and we've got this penguin, which is wearing me out a little bit just watching him, I think. Okay, now these are all images that look like they're moving, or they are moving, but they are moving because they are a sequence of still images that have been put together in a fast-moving way. So let's have a look. I paused this penguin earlier, and I picked out this image. So this is one of the images in the sequence that makes the penguin move. And I picked out this one. The arms out wide there. And I managed to pause it on this one, arms down. So all those images together, moving really fast. You could have a go if you wanted to, but don't hit the person next to you. Arms up, arms out, arms down. Or still, they make the penguin look like it's moving when they're put together. Hopefully you haven't taken anyone out there. Right, we're going to talk about our favourite animated movie. I should have thought about mine really when I was doing this. We're going to talk about our favourite animated movie. So if I move on to the next slide, I'm going to give you just a minute or so to tell the person next to you about your favourite animated movie and why you like it. Teachers, feel free to give your class a couple of examples if they're struggling to come up with an animated movie. And while the children are discussing what their favourite animated movie is and why they like it, teachers, could I ask you, please, to just pop an OK in the chat so that I know we're broadcasting OK and that this pace is all right. We're happy to take feedback as it's the first time we've ever done anything like this. Brilliant, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. So tell the person next to you about your favourite animated movie. And teachers, as you hear what animated movies are being discussed, please do pop some titles into the chat and we can see if we've got any common ones.
So far, we've got Toy Story coming up.
I do like Toy Story. There's a few versions of that, isn't there?
Quite a few of them, yes.
Yes, we do love a Toy Story. We've got some OKs, brilliant. People are happy.
I love the Ice Age movies, Lucy. They're my favourite ones.
Are
the
they?
Ice Age. There's a lot of them as well.
There is a few.
Anybody
of them
else?
as well, yeah.
Inside Out.
Oh
gosh.
yes, that's good at the moment, isn't it? Yes.
Moana
is a good one. I've only
Can't
recently watched that actually,
and
have
you?
Yeah, yes, I did. 3. I had to watch the first one and the second because I was going to watch the second one. Sonic 3, yes. That's a good one. Lilo and Stitch. I also like Up.
Oh, that makes me sad. That makes me cry. Lilo and Stitch, SpongeBob.
Yeah. SpongeBob SquarePants, right? SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, you've got a couple of let's say 20 seconds left, and then we will get on to the next part of the lesson.
Moana's popular with 2 classes. Cars, that's a good one as well.
Cars and Minions, fantastic.
Simpsons. We're showing our age now.
Amazing. Right, definitely. And stop talking and look back to the board. I'll just give you a sec to be ready. And when I think I've given you enough time to be ready to learn again, we'll move on to the next slide. So if that was fun, we've had a little chat about our favourite animated movies. And now I would like you to consider how you think it was made. How you think it was made. So this might be a discussion that you literally just have in a short amount of time with the person next to you. How do you think that movie was made? You might already be thinking back to the penguin that I showed you earlier. I gave you a little bit of a clue.
That's a tricky question, isn't it? How do you think it was made? Oh, Toy Story was made, someone suggested, by drawing it out first and then on a computer.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah,
that's a very good answer.
Yeah. Have a few more moments to discuss
first, and then maybe drawing it on a computer. Yes.
Some people might have other ideas as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I'm sure it takes a long time to make a whole animated movie. Flick pages can make some short animations. Yes. So when you flick the page, they're cool when you draw on the little things, and then you like post-it notes.
The post-it notes are good for that, aren't they?
Yes. Flick the pages so it looks like it's moving. One picture drawn on each post-it note. That's a great idea.
Okay, we'll give you 20 seconds left again.
Yes. Wallace and Gromit, a different way, Lucy. That's made with clay and Play-Doh, and it's made, and they must have to change each one each time. They take another photograph of it and then change it again. Goodness. Draw on a computer and then post it together. Lots and lots of pictures put together. Lots of drawings that only change a little bit each time and then put together. These are fantastic answers.
These are great ideas.
Everybody.
Great ideas, yeah.
Yes.
Great examples. Wallace and Gromit was made not too far from here, actually. Based not far from where Aardman are. Okay, I think we've had lots of feedback, so I'm going to carry on. I'm going to move on to my stop slide. Again, I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds to regroup, adjust your seat, make sure you're not touching your devices and looking back to the front again. And we'll go on and have a little look at the next slide. So this slide here, there's lots on this one. So animators create a series of images called frames. Now, some people wrote about drawing and some people wrote about using computers. And here we can see that animations can be drawn by hand or made using a computer. Now, you might have to look quite closely at this picture here. But if you look closely, you'll be able to see an animator very carefully drawing a picture in a square, in a box, and next to it there's another box, and next to it there's another box. So I think each frame of this drawing has a slightly different picture in it, and then when they are put together in a rapidly sequenced way, they will make it look like it's moving. And that's a bit like the post-it notes. So whoever said the post-it notes, great idea. And then these images on the right are created using software. Now, software is programs on our computer. Okay, so we've got this one here, been made using animation software. So we've got this crab. If you look at the crabs really carefully, you'll see that each one is slightly different. Okay, each one is slightly different. At first glance, they're all the same, but each one is a little bit different. And I'm going to go on to the next. Before I do, actually, somebody had a really good point about Toy Story. So that actually some of it was drawn, so drawn by hand and then made on a computer and then animated. Now let's see if we can rapidly sequence those crabs. Here we go. Right, now I'm going to do this not automatically. I'm going to do this with my arrow keys on my keyboard. Let's see if it gives us the illusion, gives us the idea that it's moving. Did you see my crab move? Did it look like a crab? I think it looks like it's dancing. Oh, hold on. Legs to one way. I say, going to say legs to my left. Legs to my right. Is that right? Danica, that's excellent. Danica's on it. Legs to the left. Legs to the left.
It's my crab dance. Pretty good.
Fantastic. Right. If I do the arrow keys too many times, it flips back to the other side. But there we go. I'm going to go. So there we go. So still pictures that are made to look like they're moving and therefore create what we're going to come to understand as animation. Now, if I flick through then to this next piece of key vocab we're going to look at, which is frame. Now, I gave you a clue on the last slide, actually. Here, the animators create a series of images called frames. So the images, each image is called a frame, and let's just spin that around. So a frame is a single image in an animation. So each of my penguins were frames when I took pictures of them, and each of those pictures of crabs were frames. A single image in an animation. Now here are some frames from some software that we're going to be using. So here are some frames. Describe what they animate to the person next to you. So carefully look at these frames. What do you think is happening? I'm just going to give you about 30 seconds for that. Teachers, if you want to feedback in the chat, you can do. I think the answers might be slightly less varied than last time. Hopefully we can see what's happening here. So exciting, isn't it, Danica? I do like animation.
Animation is so much fun. You never know, some people that were in the lessons today might grow up to be animators. How cool would that be?
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I think Cody would like that. He's been animated, hasn't he? There's a picture of Cody behind me.
Oh, yes.
The real Cody's here.
Volcano erupting.
A volcano erupting.
It is a volcano
I think that
erupting.
might be. Yeah. Right. Okay, I'm going to go stop now. Stop now. And maybe you got the same answer as the class that said a volcano erupting. And let's have a little look at the next frame. Give us a thumbs up if you describe something like the animation below.
There it is. It's erupting, starting out very small. Oh, Lucy, that's amazing.
Now, I showed this to Danica earlier, and she said it could be improved if I added a bit of sound. So perhaps that's something we could consider later in the lesson. Could be improved by sound, but hopefully that's what you imagined. And so if you look at something like this, you can see that animations are a great way to illustrate. That means to draw, to explain a scientific goal, a scientific or geographical concept. Gosh, I can't read. Scientific or geographical concept. So like this one of the volcano erupting. Okay, so you are going to be animators in this lesson, and you are going to make an animation that illustrates a season or the changing of the seasons. So just quickly, before we do that, we need to know what the seasons are. I'm pretty sure that you will do, but we better just check, hadn't we? So 20 seconds, the person next to you or to your teacher, what are the seasons?
I think there are 4, Lucy. So maybe you could come up with those 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
You might have a
We've got
favourite
a
season.
thumbs up in the chat. So hopefully that was the class that had their thumbs up because they imagined that volcano erupting.
Yeah.
What are the seasons? Okay, I'm going to go 3, 2, and 1. Stop. And let's have a little look. So hopefully you got, because it was nice and easy, really, wasn't it? I wasn't asking you a tricky question there. Spring.
Yes.
Summer, that's my personal favourite. I do like the sunshine and an ice cream. Wow, one of the classes, Beatles class, has given us some emojis of the seasons.
Fantastic.
High praise. Autumn, spring, summer, autumn, lots of falling leaves perhaps. Mustn't give too much away. And winter. Bit cold in winter, isn't it? I prefer summer. So why have I used these colours? And what might you include to make a good seasons animation? Now, you know what? I've used the word good there, but I could think we could use a better word for that. I'm going to say, what could you include to make a fantastic seasons animation? Because I think your animations in this lesson are going to be fantastic. Okay, I'm going to stop for a moment, stop talking, and then you can talk and just have a bit of time to discuss what would make a good seasons animation.
Teachers, maybe pop some ideas that you're hearing from your class. Maybe pop it into the text chat. It might inspire some of the other classes to think about the colours match the seasons. They do. You're absolutely right.
Yellow summer sunshine.
Green spring, because we've got the leaves, the burst of the beginning baby leaves on the trees. Autumn, because the leaves turn orange and brown and fall down. And winter, blue for cold, perhaps. Still a blue sky in winter. That would be amazing.
Yes, we do get some blue skies in winter, don't we?
A rabbit hopping for spring.
I love
That's a great
that. I think
idea.
I might have to use that. That's a great idea.
Oh, the leaves. The leaves in spring. Someone's mentioned
plants.
plant. Oh, they're great.
Good at this,
Excellent.
aren't they, Danica? They're good at this.
They are. They've got
you
some
are
ideas.
good at this. Children,
Great.
You're good at this. Right. Do you think we're ready? Give us an okay, teachers, if you think that you're ready to move on to the next thing. And if you are, then we'll have a little look. So we've got more ideas.
Yes,
Snow
we're
and
okay.
blue.
We're good.
We've got a thumbs up to move on. Roses coming into flower. Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant. Fantastic. And a tick, because they're really good at this, aren't they? This lot, yeah.
They are better than me.
Okay, right. Stop talking then. Let's have a little look. So they're still going. Snowflakes falling down. It's making me feel a bit cold, but also it's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, so we are going to learn to use animation software to create our animations. So this is the bit where you've got to listen very carefully. We're going to do this in a few different stages. The first stage I'm going to show you, and you're going to do the same part as me, and then we'll do the same, and then we'll get going with our animations. Okay, so here is purple mash. Now, not yet. When I say go, you are going to click on tools, and you are going to scroll down very carefully. There's a lot of buttons on this screen. And under art and design here, the third one along is 2Animate. So you're going to go into 2Animate, and you're going to open 2Animate at the top. And then you'll be on a screen that looks like this. And when you've done that, you're going to fold your arms, and your teachers are going to give us a thumbs up when you're ready to continue. But just before we do that, we're just going to recap what I just did. We're going to go to tools. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to click on 2Animate, and we're going to open 2Animate. Okay, right, you have got a few seconds to do that one. And then teachers, when you think we're ready to go to the next stage, please do give us a thumbs up. I've got one that's ready already. Fantastic. Tools, 2Animate, and then 2Animate. Do you know, Danica, when I did my teacher training, I didn't imagine a world where I would be doing this. It's so different, isn't it? But fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Very exciting. It's very exciting.
Very exciting.
We've got some great ideas for our animation. Have you opened up 2Animate?
If you have, give us an okay
everybody,
or a thumbs up as soon as we're ready.
That's it. Let us know.
We appreciate it. Might be slightly different in the classrooms, children. It might be slightly different. Different classes might take slightly different times to open things up and do things. And we're just going to have to be a little bit patient with that. But that's why I think we can do that. I think we can do that.
But I think we've got 3 or 4 classes.
Yeah, we're getting most of them now.
Yes.
I think we're just waiting on a couple.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think maybe we'll give them another 30 seconds and then go. What do you reckon?
That sounds like a good idea.
Got a couple more coming in now. Great.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, teachers. You're amazing. Good job. I think we might be ready, Lucy, and then
when let's carry on. Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so just going to come out of my slides there again for a moment. Just going to put that down there. Right. So this is 2Animate. So again, right, if you've opened up 2Animate, you can look straight ahead now. We have got some frames across the top. Now we've seen frames that look a little bit like this when we were looking at the volcano. We have got some drawing tools on the left-hand side, and that's really exciting because I do like drawing. And then we've got some buttons across the top that we're going to learn to use. And this one here is a backgrounds button. You've got a camera button that we probably won't use today, and then we've got a some sounds button. And if you're ever using 2Animate without us, and you might need help, you could always look at the videos there, and they will tell you how to use it. But the first thing we're going to do today, and again, this is important, so watch this bit here. I'm going to go to the top to the backgrounds button, and I'm going to click on it. If you're using an iPad, you obviously tap. And then I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the backgrounds, and guess what? We've popped some seasons ones in here. Now I am going to, I think, choose this one, and I'm going to animate spring into summer, but there's a winter scene and there's an autumny scene as well. So I'm going to go with that one. And I am going to choose for that one just to go on this frame, because a bit later I might want to choose a different season if I'm illustrating the changing of the seasons. So I'm going to choose just this frame and click on OK. And ta-da, look, there it is. There's my background in my frame. And now I can start drawing on it. But before I do that, I'm going to allow you all to click on the background button, choose a background. There, I chose this one here. If you're following me, this one here with one single flower on it. It's almost like a springtime one, but if you would prefer to do a different season, you are welcome. And again, teachers, do give us an okay or a thumbs up in the chat when you think people have all added one, the children have all added one background on. If you accidentally add it to all the frames, it's not too big a problem. Okay, and if you wanted to change it, you could go to the menu and go to new to start again.
Okay, we've got one class is ready to go. Fantastic, thank you.
Fantastic. We will just give it a moment for others because that was a trickier thing. So clicking on the background,
excellent,
scrolling down,
ready.
Choosing your background, clicking OK. They're good. They're good at this.
They are.
You're good at this.
They might have used 2Animate before.
Some of them might have done. Have you got a feeling?
I think so. I think they're super animators already.
I'll just wait for a couple more. And then we will keep going.
"30 more seconds, everybody. Just have a go at adding your background, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Please say okay in the text chat, teachers, just to let us know that we can move on.
They're all concentrating, Danica.
Working very hard. They're working very hard, Lucy. Excellent. Okay, I think we've got 4 classes now ready to go.
Yes, just one frame, that's it.
Just one frame, Emily, yes. Thank you. Excellent.
Done. Look at this lot. They're away. Right now,
we're ready to go.
Sit back again. Hands off your devices. There's going to be quite a bit of information in this next bit, so I think you're going to need to concentrate. Right, so I am going to start to draw my spring scene. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by flipping. These are tabs here, so I'm going to flip to the Tools tab, and I'm going to just drag this up until I get to pink. Okay, now this is my brush size, so if I do it really big, I'll get a really big blob. Okay, I'm going to undo that. That's the undo button at the top. Make it a bit smaller. Although I said blob, I meant blossom. Just put some, oh, that's a bit too small. I'm going to just put some blossom, springtime, and I'm just going to put a little bit of blossom on some of the branches of my tree. Now, this is the first frame in my animation. Okay, I'm just doing some blossom here. Now, I'm going to click on that frame, and I could just hold my finger down if I'm using an iPad and drag it on to the second one. And then I'm going to draw more blossom on the tree. Now, somebody said a rabbit jumping, didn't they? I could add a rabbit in a minute. I feel like that would be quite exciting. Okay, so I'm going to add, somebody said flowers growing. So if I draw the start of some little flowers growing, and I'm doing this as an example, your drawings I suspect will be a bit more careful than mine. Okay, I might draw a flower there. I should probably used a smaller brush really, but there we go. Right, there we go, draw a flower there. And then I am going to drag 2 across to 3. And then some of my blossom is going to start to turn into leaves. Do you know what I did earlier when I was doing this? I'm just putting a few leaves on here. Is here over on the left here, I'm currently using the pencil tool. And one of the tools in here is a fill tool. And I clicked on the fill tool and I was filling some of the blossom green, because what that will do when you click on it is it will fill everything green. And I accidentally clicked nearby and the whole thing went green. And I thought, oh no. But then I remembered it's okay. I can click on the undo button at the top here and it will undo what I just did. Phew. So I can correct my mistakes really quickly by using that undo button. Okay, let's go back to the pencil tool. And then let's do a bit more. Let's see, I'm going to drag it to another frame. And the blossom is going to start falling from the tree, perhaps towards the ground. And we're going to put some blossom on the ground. And you can see how this is going to build up. So I've got, there you are, the very first frame, just a bit of blossom. The next frame, a bit more blossom and a flower. Then some of the blossom turning green. Or not turning green, the blossom falls and the leaves shoot through, don't they? Let's get this right. And then in the fourth one, some of the blossom starts falling down. And I could use the rubber. If I wanted some of the blossom to go off the tree, I could use the rubber. This here is the rubber. And then I could add more frames. I'm going to keep adding frames, adding frames, adding frames. And then I can drag my frame across, pop it in, and then I can rub out the bits that I don't want anymore and add the bit I do. And obviously coming into the summer, there's going to be lots more leaves on the tree. Danica had a very nice idea about drawing a bird in the nest here. There's a little nest in the tree. I could draw a bird in the nest there, couldn't I? Somebody had a nice idea about a bunny. Now, it's been a while since I drew a bunny. I'm just going to draw. Your bunny will be a lot better than my bunny, I'm sure. There we go. Right, should we draw a little bunny ear? Bunny ears? Is that a bunny ear? There we go. And some bunny feet. Your bunnies will definitely be a lot better than my bunny. There we go. Oh, hold on. We need to give the birdie a beak. Let's give the birdie a beak. There we go. So we've got an eye. Should we give it an eye? There we go. It looks a bit like a bird then. There we go. So we've got the blossom and the blossom. So you can draw something different on each frame. And then when you press play, I haven't done anything for those frames. I'm just going to take them away using the minus. Now, when I press play at the top, it will put them together in a sequence, a rapid sequence. and it will make it look like it's moving. There we go. And you can speed it up to make it really rapid. That's a bit fast for me. Or I could slow it right down. Now, if I play my animation and I want to go back and change it, I need to click on the stop button. So if I've clicked on play, I need to click on stop. Okay. Play, stop. Can you say that with me one time? I'm going to play
and
stop. And now I've stopped. I can go in and edit mine. Teachers, that bit's really important that they use the stop button. Okay.
Lucy, could you just go over the copying from one frame to the next again?
Sure.
I'm going to do that.
Move my mouse to the top, to the frame I want to copy, and I'm going to drag it to the frame that I want to make the copy on. And then I'm going to add to my picture. Okay. So just while I'm finishing this bit of the demonstration, teachers, do you think that made a little bit of sense? Do you think your class will be able to have a little go at the animations now? Okay, so just to recap while the teachers are feeding back to us, that was drawing on your frames using the tools here, and there's 2 tabs of tools. We used the pencil tool and we could adjust the color and the size, and we also used the fill tool. But we also remembered that if we do something by accident, we can use the undo button at the top to go backwards. Okay, we've got some yeses in the room,
yes,
so
I'm going to say people are ready to go.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to give you now 10 minutes just to have a little bit of a play. It's going to feel like quite a long time. I might carry this one on the board while you're having a go as well. And then I think we'll kind of maybe get some feedback in 10 minutes or so and see how people are getting on. And at that point, maybe we could have a look at doing things like adding some sounds depending on how we're getting on. Is that okay with everyone?
Sounds fun. I'm going to do mine too, Lucy, if that's okay.
I hope you have a lot of fun. I've done a bit of a spring summer one here. I might add a bit of autumny winter in a minute so that we can have a look at different examples. So winter, somebody said you could add a snowman to the winter one, couldn't you? Or your leaves would be orange rather than green, perhaps in autumn.
Teachers, do let us know in the text chat if there's anything you want us to go over to remind your class of while they're doing their creations.
Yeah, do give us feedback
in the text chat.
Because as I said, we said it's the first time we've done anything like this. So we are willing to take feedback from yourselves and adjust as much as we can to make it work.
I love your bunny, Lucy. He looks amazing.
I just made it. I'm just trying to make him
well.
hop a little bit. Yeah, do you like the bunny?
Hop. I love it. Oh, I made a mistake on mine, Lucy. I had to use the undo button.
Oh,
to
did you?
fix
Yeah, I
mine
did as
up.
well. I was in the wrong tool and I thought I forgot to
Yes.
swap back again.
It's a very good, useful button to make it so that you just undo one little thing that you've just made a mistake on. I'm going to add some frames to mine by clicking on that green plus because I think I need more than just 4. Now I have 6 frames, so I wonder what's going to happen in mine now. I think I need to play it. I think I need to play it, Lucy, just to see what's happening. Oh, my flowers are blossoming. Oh, but then, oh, dear me.
Make sure you press stop, Danica. Make sure you press stop once you've played.
It's tricky. I've got to remember that.
You've played it.
I'm going to add some leaves in now. My blossom's not going to fall out of the tray.
My bird's got no feet. I'm going to give him some feet. He needs feet. That's a bit the wrong tool again.
Has everybody added some leaves to their tree? Perhaps you're doing a bird as well.
They won't be adding leaves if they're doing winter, though, Danica.
Oh, no, if you're doing winter, exactly. If you're doing winter, you might be having, what do you think we might have in winter?
I think snowmen and snowflakes. I think we've got some seriously lovely snowflakes.
Yeah. We could do white snowflakes falling. That would be fun.
I'm going to play mine again now to see how,
let's have a look.
How it's going.
Oh, that's looking good. Oh, what's happening with your... Oh, I see. Yes, the bunny is hopping
we'll teach the children how to do that in a minute. We'll just let them make their scenes first. They've got another about 3 or 4 minutes to have a little bit of a play. It doesn't matter how far you get, children.
You've got lots of frames there, Lucy. I don't have that many yet.
9. I might go back there and put some more things in the different frames. I think I might put... So I've still got blossom on my tree here. I might put some more flowers in, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is you just put a little bit, just make a tiny change each time so that it makes it, you can really tell the difference each time. Just one tiny change on each frame. Oh, I started with an egg in my nest. I think I better have him becoming a real bird now. Oh, there's my little bird.
I'm having quite a lot of fun. I hope that the children are having fun too. Although I have got my concentrating face on.
I have to use my slider, Lucy, to make my pen fatter because I want bigger leaves.
That is a good idea.
Yes, I've made my pen fatter. And my bird, he's growing. He's growing now. Might add different coloured leaves as well. So some dark green, some light green. I'm doing the spring as well, Lucy, just like you. Oh, this is so much fun. What do I want on mine now? My bird's not growing. I have to make him bigger.
Okay, we've got about, that went quick, didn't it? That 10 minutes. I think we've got about 1 more minute left of it. Before we stop the children, so children, carry on doing what you're doing. Carry on doing that. Teachers, I don't know if you want to pop anything in the chat, if anything's come up. Is it all going fairly smoothly? Do you think it will be okay for the children to stop in about a minute's time? Do you need slightly more time?
We might not get it all finished in today's lesson, but we could do a bit more on it tomorrow, perhaps next week. I don't think I'm going to
won't be with
finish
you
my
tomorrow,
whole
but
animate.
because
Yes.
you can save it into Purple Mash, then we will.
Yes.
Better do that in fact, haven't we, in a second, saving. There's no word from the teacher yet, which suggests they might be running around the classrooms trying to help as many as they can, which is totally fine. The children have done really well. They have found the click and drag across the new frame tricky, but we've managed. Brilliant. Well done. Some parts of it are a bit tricky, which is why we thought we'd just ask for a bit of feedback. Thank you. That's helpful.
Especially if you're using a computer that has a mouse or perhaps a trackpad, which is the flat pad at the front.
Is that what you're using? It's tricky, isn't it?
I'm using a trackpad. You have to click with your left hand, and at the same time as holding down the click, you drag it with your other hand. So I like to click with my left hand and drag with my right hand, because it is tricky to use the trackpads, especially when you're on an iPad. You can just go like that, can't you, Lucy? You just click on the frame and just drag it like that.
Tap and drag.
Tap on it and drag it across, but it's trickier when you've got a trackpad.
Right then. I'm going to show you some more bits and pieces. Okay. So if everybody could just look to the front for one moment, don't exit, don't do anything else, just look to the front. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to save what we've done, because that's important if we want to carry it on. So hopefully you're all looking. Hopefully that's given you a bit of time. When I say go in a second, you're going to go to the menu and you're going to choose save. Okay, it's the third one down. Save. Okay, I'm going to click on save, and then I'm going to put this in my work folder. Okay, and I'm going to call it spring. Okay, so I'm going to type in spring there and save. Okay, and it will tell me that my work has been saved. So I'm going to give you just a moment to do that. And then it's really important that that happens, and then the teachers can feedback that they're ready again. Okay, so to the menu to the top left, it doesn't matter how much you've done, menu and save. Give it a title and then click on save. Okay, and then we'll show you sound and a couple of other tricks and give you a bit more time. The teachers do let us know when people have saved.
Thank you. Yes, that's fantastic.
So excited to see the work, Danica. Are you? We've got a way hopefully at the end for you to share your work with us.
Have you saved your work? Make sure you've saved it, and we're going to keep working. Lucy's going to show us something
menu
new now.
And save is where we went.
Absolutely.
So as soon as we get a couple more OKs, I feel like there might be a few teachers running around the classroom trying to help as many children as they can save.
Exactly.
If you've saved, perhaps you could help the person next to you save theirs. If you've saved yours. Okay, we've got a few more ready now. I think we've got some bigger classes on as well. So thank you, children, for being patient when you're ready and other people are still busy for a moment. Okay, so hopefully at this point we understand what an animation is. We've understood what a frame is, and we've had a go at making an animation out of a few frames, and we've saved it so that we can carry it on later. Now, I've added a couple more things to my animation. So if you look carefully back at the board now, and I click on play, you'll spot hopefully a bird in the tree, and I've made it fly away. That was super fun. And you also might spot my bunny rabbit on the ground hopping over the flower. I had quite good fun doing that. Okay. Some of you may have put a plane in the sky or a cloud or something like that as well. Let's have a look at how the bunny rabbit hopped and how the plane flew. So I'm going to drag the frame that I want to duplicate or copy across to the new frame. And here you can see the bird in the sky and the rabbit. Now, on the left over here, you've got a square sort of dotted line, and that's called our select tool. And when I've got it, I can click and drag around the bird, leave plenty of space around it as well. And then I can drag it and I can move it if I want to, spin it all around if I want to with this spinny thing in the middle. There we go. And I'm going to click out and the bird will move. And the same with the bunny. I can drag around the bunny and I can move the bunny and I can spin the bunny. Now, some of the blossom has come with the bunny. So if something comes with the bunny that I don't want, I just clicked on the rubber over here and I can just rub it out. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you don't use the select tool, but some of you might use the select tool. It's there if you want to. Okay, and that will show my bunny moving. The other thing you could do is rub out the old bunny and draw a new bunny in a new place if the select tool was a bit tricky. And where the bird takes off, I'm going to do the bird takes off. There's no bird there. He sat in the tree. There's the bird. So I'm going to click on the sound button at the top there. So I'm going to choose the frame, choose the sound button, and I am going to have a look for animals. I can hear what things are like. So no, I don't think that one is suitable. Oh, that's the one I want. So I'm going to click on the birdie and it's going to put a big button on there. And now when I play my animation, the bird's going to tweet and the bunny's going to hop. There we go. So I could add one sound there and I could add a different sound to a different frame if I wanted to. Okay, so we're going to give you 5 more minutes now, maybe a couple more if we try and eke it out a little bit, to go back to your animations and click through and see if you want to or add more frames and drag and add and remove things, and have a go at adding sound if you want to just develop. We call it developing. We're going to have a few more minutes to develop our animations. Is that okay with you, Danica? Yep.
That's fantastic. I have added a bird picture and a cricket sound. Actually, I don't like the cricket sound. It keeps going. I'm going to take it off, I think. Press stop.
Amazing.
And I'm going to delete that sound. So I'm going to go to the frame that I don't want and click on my takeaway delete sound picture.
Oh, the delete sound is next to the add sound.
Yes. I like that though. I've not used the tweets.
Teachers,
Oh.
do pop anything in the chat if you need to, any questions. And well done, children. If you're finding this tricky, that's okay. It is tricky, especially if it's the first time you've ever done it. I imagine we've probably got some experts as well. So we've got a whole range of people that are finding it tricky to finding it easy, and that's okay. Yeah. Everybody's different.
I like the select tool, Lucy, because I can draw around, I can draw that little square thing around one of my pictures and then just move it. I don't have to draw it again.
Yeah, just make sure you've got plenty of space around it so it's easy to click on it and move. And make sure you've got the right tool selected, because I've just rubbed out the middle of my birds. It's a good job I can undo, isn't it?
Yeah. I might even move one of my flowers to make my flowers move. No, that wouldn't be right.
I'm gonna go and green all my leaves, I think, in this next one. I'm gonna officially hit summer. Why not?
We might have to share them fairly soon, Lucy. So, because I know that we're nearly at 3.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll give them 1 more minute, shall we? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's a good idea. You might not finish them today, but that doesn't matter. We'll do the best we can. Do as much as you can in the next minute, just to make your animations look amazing.
So excited to show this to my friends.
I love it.
Putting a few more. I'm making it fully summer.
Yes, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put some more leaves.
Okay, guys, we've got 30 seconds now to finish off the last bits. And there's no need to rush, because we will save them into purple mash, so you could reopen them and carry them on at home or another time. Okay. So just finish off the bit that you're doing, and then hands off your devices and look to the front again, and we'll show you how to share them.
So excited, Lucy.
Can't wait to see what they've done.
I want everybody to see mine. Mine is amazing. Just saying.
I can imagine yours is amazing.
Oh, I'm having so much fun. I think I went a bit crazy at the end. My tree's gone a bit. You'll see it soon, hopefully.
Okay, right. Eyes forward, back on us then. There's a couple of things that we're going to do now. Okay. Just going to take a deep breath and just pause a second while everybody puts their eyes back to the board, or brings their eyes back to the board. Right, I'm going to go to the menu, and I'm going to save again, because I've made some changes. I've developed my animation, so I am just going to save it. It automatically puts the name in there because I typed it in last time, and I'm going to save it. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go to the menu, and I'm going to go to share. And I am going to click on display board, and I'm going to choose animation live lesson. And then I'm going to click on OK. So I'm just going to do those 2 things again, so everybody's completely clear on what they're going to do. The first thing they're going to do, number 1, save. Save. And it will say, do you want to overwrite? And that is okay, because you're saving over your last file. So number 1, save. Number 2, share. Display board. And I've already put this one on the display board, so it's not there. And choose the animation live lesson. Okay. If you are done, okay, and there's somebody next to you that's still going, you could talk them through it or help them if you think that would be useful. Okay, or helpful. I'm sure you're all really helpful children on this call. So, first thing, save. Second thing, share. Display board, animation live lesson. Off you go. Menu, save, menu, save, save. Okay. Menu, share, display board. Menu, save, then menu, share. Just to say, Danica, there's a couple on the board that I don't think are part of this live lesson.
Yes, I've removed those, Lucy.
Marvellous.
But so far we have got, oh my goodness.
I'm going to bring the board up. Look at these. They're amazing.
Oh my goodness, they are fantastic.
Wow.
There's some new ones. I'll just approve those.
Somebody's got the beach out in the summer. That was clever.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Look at this one. Isn't this one lovely? And some sound and some birds.
Oh, there's
this
lots
got the
more
flowers growing
here.
The blossom. Lovely. I think there's a bunny on this one. And the bird.
Oh, I love the sound on that one, Lucy.
Excellent.
We've now got 5 pages of work. So that's 40 pieces of animation on our display board.
Oh, look, I love this one. This one here, look, the sun is a sad face in the winter because there's no sun, and a happy face in the summer. I've got a bit of a pig going on as well somewhere along the line. But I quite like the idea that the sun is happy in the summer and it's sad in place of the sun because it's not so much sun in the winter. Although it does come out sometimes, doesn't it?
If you refresh your page,
have a look at this one. This one's got an enormous flower growing at the side of it. Look, I love that yellow flower. That's lovely, isn't it? Some lovely. Oh, there's a winter one here. There's a snow. I've seen it snowing. Look at this. Beautiful. If I refresh my page, Nika, do I get more animations?
Lots more being added.
Look, there's a bunny. Oh, there's a bunny on this one. And there's a bunny on this one. Look at the bunny on this one.
That's not a fox going to eat the bunny, is it?
Now, right, let's go. We're running out of time, so we better come back and back together again, haven't we? So thank you for sharing your animations. In a minute, I'm going to show you where you can go to find this board. Look at the blossom on this tree. That's my kind of a tree, if that's you.
Squawk.
I think that was a squawk. I think that was somebody squawking.
Someone's recorded their own voice saying squawk. Amazing. That is amazing, Trevor.
Amazing. Right, I've got to get back to task, otherwise I'm going to get into trouble with these teachers for overrunning, aren't I? So thank you so much for being part of this live lesson. We've had a little look. There's a bird here. It's just my turn. This is amazing. I've got a cookie being eaten. And this is some really carefully drawn leaves as well. Right, Lucy, back to the task. If I go back here, I'm going to bring my my PowerPoint back up and we'll just have a very last look at the last slides then. So I can see that lots of you, and hopefully even more of you, if I didn't bring yours up, it's not because it's not brilliant, it's because there's so many on the board at the moment. But hopefully we understand now that animation is a rapid sequence of still images that make them look like they are moving. And a frame is a single image in that animation. So we've learned some really nice vocabulary about animation here, and animation and frame. Hopefully we have all discussed what makes a good animation and understood that animations are made using frames and used to animate to make animation. There's only a question mark on here because the have you is up here. That's a little bit strange, isn't it, when you first look at it? So hopefully we've done all those things. We've discussed what makes a good animation. We've understood that animations are made using frames, and we've used 2Animate to make an animation. And if I go back into Purple Mash, I'm just going to open it up in another window very quickly. Here we are. When you have finished in your 2Animate animation, you have been pressing play and stop to view it. So I can press play and stop there. And to exit, I am going to click on the exit arrow to the top right and exit. So that brings me to a page where I could log out. Now, if you want to go in and edit your animation at any time, then you can just go to the menu to the top left in 2Animate and open your file that you saved. Okay, so you can open up 2Animate and open the file that you saved. And finally, if you want to share your animations with other people, then you can go to sharing and you can go to global display boards and you can access the animation live lesson for yourself, and you can see your animation and the other animations that have been added to the board if yours is on the board. Okay, so to get to the display board, sharing, global display boards, animation live lesson, we'll leave that up for a few days and you can have a little look if you want to at some of the animations that others have done. I think there's a splatty snowman in this one. This is amazing. Look, there he is. There he goes. He melts, and then it's springtime. This is just brilliant. We hope you enjoyed coming. We've got lots of thank yous. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Teachers, please do send us any feedback. We'll send you probably a little form that asks for suggestions or enables you to make comments. But if there's anything else that we can do to support this or support you, please do let us know. The children in class 4 at St John's loved it. Perfect. Thank you, St John's. Thank you, Beatles class. Please do any other feedback, pop it in the chat. And that's the end of our very first live lesson. We've done it, Danica. We've delivered.
We've done it. Thank you so much for coming, everybody.
Our first live lesson. Thank you. Cody, as well, by the way, was sat here looking at all your animations. He's going to give you a big goodbye and enjoy looking at the display board for a bit. So bye from Cody, a bye from Danica. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.